Congratulations. You've been hired as the night custodian at St. Augustine's Church, an old abandoned chapel just outside a small Midwestern town in the United States. Your job is simple: sweep the aisles, replace burnt candles, and lock the doors after midnight, and most importantly, follow the rules, especially the last one. Rule number 1. If a confessional booth door creaks open by itself, step back and say, "Not tonight, Father." You'll hear it close again. Don't wait to see who leaves. Rule number 2. If you find a Bible open to a page you don't remember turning, read the verse only once, then close it immediately. The words change the second time. Rule number 3. At exactly 3:15 a.m., a choir will start singing from somewhere behind the organ. No one's been in the choir loft for years. Keep your head down and keep mopping. Rule number 4. If you find a rosary made of bone on the pulpit, don't move it. Someone always comes back to pray with it before dawn. Rule number 5. Before you leave, extinguish every candle except the one near the statue of St. Augustine. That one's for the next shift. If it's already out when you arrive, don't start working. Good luck.
Congratulations! You've been hired as the night shift toll booth operator on Highway 63. The highway was officially decommissioned in 2014, but for administrative reasons, the state requires the booth to be staffed from midnight to 5 a.m. Your job is simple: log any vehicle that passes through. You'll be given a notebook, a radio, and a flashlight. No interaction with drivers is required. Just follow the rules. Rule number 1. If a car stops at the booth but keeps its headlights off, use your flashlight to log the plate, but don't look inside the vehicle. If there's no plate, write down the time and turn your back until it drives off. Rule number 2. At 2:14 a.m., the radio may play an automated alert in a female voice stating that traffic is being rerouted. Ignore it. No one uses this highway. Turn off the radio, count to 30, and turn it back on. Rule number 3. If the same car passes by twice within minutes, compare the plates. If they're identical, tear out both entries from the logbook and burn them in the booth's ashtray. Then close the curtain and don't log anything for the next 20 minutes. Rule number 4. If the wall phone rings, pick up and say, "Shift 9, position secure." Then hang up. If the line doesn't disconnect on its own, leave the receiver off the hook and go to the exterior restroom. Stay there for 5 minutes. Rule number 5. At 4:50 a.m., a red pickup truck will drive by slowly. You may feel like someone's watching you. Don't react. Once the truck is out of sight, finish your report, turn off the booth lights, and exit through the back door. Never use the front. Good luck.
Its deadliest weapon was built to launch itself, if its creators ever died. It's 1984, a war no one's shooting, but everyone's ready to finish. So they build a system, not to defend, but to avenge. And for a while, it's just a backup. Cold, buried, quiet. But if leaders go silent, if shockwaves hit, this machine activates. No launch codes, no humans, just fire. Sensors trigger on radiation. If no one's left alive, it launches everything. And once, during a NATO drill, they turned it on. No one knew, not even their enemies. And to this day, some say it's still active. And the machine that could end the world was called the Dead Hand. Deadliest weapon was built to launch itself, if its creators ever died. It's 1984, a war no one's shooting, but everyone's ready to finish. So they build a system, not to defend, but to avenge. And for a while, it's just a backup. Cold, buried, quiet. But if leaders go silent, if shockwaves hit, this machine activates. No launch codes, no humans, just fire. Sensors trigger on radiation. If no one's left alive, it launches everything. And once, during a NATO drill, they turned it on. No one knew, not even their enemies. And to this day, some say it's still active. And the machine that could end the world was called the Dead Hand.
You've been hired for the night shift at the old Pepsi bottling factory on the edge of town. People in town say the factory closed years ago after a worker fell into one of the big mixing tanks. But at night, the machines still turn on by themselves, and the sound of bottles clinking can be heard even when no one is inside. If you want to stay safe during your shift, follow these rules. Rule 1. Keep the conveyor belts running. If they stop by themselves, turn them back on fast. When the factory goes quiet, you'll start hearing whispers coming from the empty bottles. Rule 2. Never drink or open any Pepsi bottle made after midnight. The liquid will look strange, and if you stare too long, you'll see faces inside the glass, watching you. Rule 3. If you hear fizzing or bubbling from the storage tanks, don't go check. That sound isn't soda, it's breathing. Rule 4. If the red warning light starts flashing, move away from the machines. It means he's walking through the factory. You won't see him, but if you feel cold air behind you, don't turn around. Final rule. Before you leave, make sure all bottles are closed. If you find one open, don't touch it. Leave it there, because when the bottle opens, something inside finally gets free. So, do you still want this job? You've been hired as the night janitor in the basement of the old city hall, a place that hasn't seen daylight in decades. By day, officials use the upper floors, but no one dares to come down here. The walls still carry the smell of damp stone, and the air is heavy with secrets long buried. If you want to survive your shifts, follow these rules carefully. Rule 1. Keep every single basement light on. If even one bulb flickers out, something will move in the shadows where the light no longer reaches. Replace it immediately, even if you hear breathing behind you. Rule 2. The filing cabinets against the far wall are locked for a reason. If you hear them rattle, walk away. Do not open them, no matter how much whispering you hear from inside. Rule 3. At midnight, you'll hear footsteps pacing above you. Remember, the offices close at 7 p.m. Count the steps. If they stop directly above your head, leave the mop and bucket where they are and change floors until the sound fades. Rule 4. Sometimes, you'll find old case files scattered on your cleaning cart. Never read them. Pick them up and place them back on the shelf. If you try to peek, the names written there will begin calling you. Final rule. If you hear someone knock on the basement door asking to be let in, do not answer. The real staff all leave before dark. Once the knocking stops, hold your breath, because that's when it enters without using the door. So, would you take this job?
You've been hired as the night guard at a haunted bed and breakfast on Mackinac Island. In the day, visitors roam the porches, horses clip-clop on the roads, and laughter fills the air. But at night, doors slam on their own, lights flicker in empty hallways, and the past refuses to stay buried. The pay is high, but your safety depends on these rules. Rule 1. Never stay in the corridor leading to room 7 after midnight. Furniture will creak with no wind, and footprints follow you from behind. If you hear children singing there, turn and leave immediately. Rule 2. If the old piano plays a note in the parlor, do not approach. The tune echoes with a voice you once heard in a dream. Approach and the voice will whisper your name. Rule 3. Windows will reflect shapes even when curtains are closed. Do not stare too long at the glass. If the shape reaches out, you will see its fingers tapping on the other side. Rule 4. Stay away from the cellar door once the grandfather clock strikes 2. You'll smell damp earth and decay seeping through the boards. Open it, and the buried residents will seek fresh company. Final rule. When you hear mariachi music drifting across the rafters at 3:15 a.m., do not follow the sound. Close your eyes, cover your ears, and run outside through the front gate. If you follow, you'll become part of Mackinac's nightly stories. Would you take this job?